Okay, so this is a pistol that I've had for a long time. It's a 45 caliber black powder pistol. It's a single shot. It's not a revolver. It's a Kentucky. It's been through a lot, but it does a good job. So what we're going to do is load this thing up today and give it a shot, kind of give you guys an idea of how it works. To hunt with this pistol in this state, you have to have 40 grains of powder, which is basically this scoop here. 45 grains. Always put the lids back on top of the powder when you're shooting. You don't want any sparks or anything getting out of control here. Shooting a 40 caliber bullet in a 45 caliber sabot. I like to use this rod here. It's a lot easier to seat the bullet. So there's that. Pretty simple. Just a plain musket cap, not a number 11, a musket cap. We'll give this a shot out here at like 50 yards to see how it goes. Okay, so we're set up here, way up on some state land, and this is all clear-cutted off. There's a nice backdrop here. If any bullets get flying around, they'll stop out there pretty good, and there's nothing for 60 miles to the Pacific Ocean out that way. Got my little herder bench rest out here, and the Caldwell pistol bench platform. I'm going to take this muzzleloader. A lot of people think that this isn't very proficient at all. I've shot a lot of guns, a lot of muzzleloaders, a lot of handguns and even some of the conventional revolvers and stuff. I like this better than those. One, it's challenging. Two, it's just as much accurate, if not more accurate, than some of the modern handguns that are out there. This particular one I've done a lot of work to. I've cut a crown in the end of this thing. It's 1 in 18 twist. That means every 18 inches the bullet makes one complete revolution. Some are 1 in 28. That means that bullet spins a lot less. The faster that bullet spins, the more accurate it is to some extent. There's a balance there. You can actually overspin it. We won't get into the dynamics of that too much. But it's a good clean shooting gun, and it's a good looking gun. This particular one was given to me by my son. So anyway, you see a target up here. It's black with a white dot in it. It's 50 yards out. Well, 49 from the bench out, 50 from where I'm standing right here according to my rangefinder. We're going to give this a try. We get down here on the bench. We're going to give it a shot and see how that works out real quick. Let me zoom in here a little bit. You see what we're shooting at? And to put the cap on, this thing isn't really even considered loaded, even though there's powder and a bullet inside of it. It's not considered loaded until you put the cap on. Once you put the cap on this thing, now it's considered loaded. I mean, it's basically cock and pull the trigger. We're going to give this a whack and see what we got here. So there you go. I mean, 50 yards all day long from a bench. Okay, from a bench. I have to emphasize a bench. Everything's locked down, everything's solid. My weight's in it. It's on a bench with a little sandbag at the tip. There's no question. This thing, I've chronographed this at, you know, about 1360 with 40 grains and a 200 grain bullet. Obviously that changes with a bigger charge and bigger or smaller bullets. This is where it's at for me. It's sweet. And we'll kind of show you the cleaning video here. You want to take a look at, you know, I can't express enough how fun this is to shoot. I mean, there's a lot of maintenance to this thing. It doesn't have an opening breech like a lot of the modern muzzleloaders do. It doesn't have a bolt or any opening parts, so everything you do is in and out of the hole. So sometimes getting all the stuff out of there is a real pain. I found the best way to do that is just take the barrel off. It's 3 screws. Take it right in the kitchen, dish soap, brush, some water. The stuff washes right out. And I've done a lot of stuff to this. It's got 1/4-inch dovetails in it, so I've actually put a brass front sight on this thing so you can see it a little better, and tighten up the rear side a tad. I've cut a crown in this thing. I don't know if you can see the crown or not. There's like a little angle in here. The last thing the bullet touches really determines on how accurate it is. So cutting that crown in there, 11 degrees, helped out a lot. Like I showed in the other video, I've got this is a carbon graphite arrow that I picked up at Walmart for like a little or nothing. And it's got the threads on the end, so you can actually remove the tip, put a cleaning brush in there. But this is a target tip from an arrowhead that I've just machined down so it fits in there nice and tight. Made a patch jig at the other end, and works out really good. A little super glue, and it's done. Looks great. This particular gun, I've chronographed this thing at 1360 with 40 grains of powder, 200 grain bullet, and you know, that's actually getting right up there with some of the modern handguns. And I've actually taken it up higher than that, up to 60 grains, and trust me, it's a handful. This doesn't blow gas off like a revolver does. Everything goes out the front, so the hand grip isn't typical custom rubber Packmeyer grip. So hanging onto this thing, really, you get a lot of rotation on it. So when you pull that trigger, you have to be locked down and ready to hang on. Surprisingly, I've given the same opportunity to other folks to try to shoot this. They do all right, but more than anything, they're afraid of it after they pull the trigger the first time. So just wanted to show this off a little bit today. It's beautiful weather. I was bored at home, so I came out here. There's nothing really out here forever. I mean, this is a really nice dead-end road right here. I've got targets set up at well, got the little one off to the side here. On the square target right here is about 30 yards out for shooting handguns at. Then I've got a 50 yard, 100 yard, and then a 250 way out there, set up the same way with the white AR-500 steel, and the shoot and see board behind it. I've got another video on the shoot and see on how to build that pretty cheap. It makes for really easy seeing. You shoot the big muzzleloader here in a little bit and kind of give you some idea on how those things function. Anyway, I just want to share this. If you want to look at the cleaning video, I've got the cleaning video. It's all about consistency. It's all about doing the same thing every time. If you just run a brush down it and shoot it, it's going to shoot different than if you run a brush down it than a patch down it. So try to replicate the same method every time. And once you find a method that works, if you're interested in something like this, once you find a method that works, stick to it. And then just continuously do it. This particular setup, I've got a little holster that I picked up. This thing fits right in the holster nice. The hammer actually sets right down on the nylon here. The strap comes across the top, it snaps down. This will strap right on your hip, nice and tight, kind of out of the way. Shot a few animals with this over the years, and haven't seen another one like this. I see a lot of newer ones that are 50 caliber, really big and gaudy. This thing weighs like 2.4 pounds. So it's a barrel of fun. And I've actually played around a little bit with some cups and some shot to kind of make it like a little shotgun for grouse or birds or whatever. Just, I don't know, just plinking around with it a little bit. There's a lot you could do with it. Quite fun and fairly economical to shoot. So there you go. I'll leave you with that. And if that's something that interests you, you know, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. I got all kinds of stuff coming up, and hunting season starts here in like 2 weeks. We're going to be out here someplace looking for deer. If Bigfoot doesn't get them first, we'll be all right. I mean, we're right here. A couple weeks ago, we actually seen a bear right here coming out of this clear cut, my daughter and I. So never know what we're going to run into. So the adventure continues. That's all you can do. Live and learn and have fun.